So how's everybody doing? It's Fox Check back with another video. Um, this is going to be like a new segment on this channel. I know I don't have very many videos where I watch someone's video and I analyze it in real time. So the title of this video is Math Time for Democrats, Washington State is Red. And the account that is bringing this video towards us is called Coping MAGA, which is pretty funny. I think the account got taken off of Twitter for a while, and then they came back and made a new account. So I'm not exactly sure if this person is serious or if they're just trolling. I'm guessing they're not trolling because they've got a Make America Great Again flag in the background, but it's hard to tell if like a lot of MAGA people are serious or not, because, or if they're grifters for views. I'm not sure. A lot of the MAGA people are easily persuaded by videos like this. So before we watch the video, I want to discuss how our presidential election process works. So what you need to understand is that each state, so we have 51 states, including District of Columbia, which gets electoral votes. Each state has a point total. The point total is based off of the number of people in that state. So California, which is the most populated state, has 55 districts or 55 electoral votes. They also have 55 representatives in the House of Representatives. Alaska has not so many people in it. Even though it's the largest state, it's not the most populated state. It only gets 3 electoral votes. So in every state except for Nebraska and Maine is a winner-take-all state. So basically, the candidate that gets the most votes in that state wins that state. However, Nebraska and Maine, their votes are separated into districts. So a candidate could get 2 votes in Maine, and I think it's the other candidate can get 3 votes, because I think one county in Maine has 2 votes, I think. And then in Nebraska, it's the same thing. So those aren't winner-take-all states. So it's the candidate that gets the most votes in these states. Now, if you look at most states, like Washington State, there's a lot more red area. And what that means is that there aren't very many people who live there. There is a map that shows the actual population plots, and in most of the red areas, there aren't very many people who live there. That is why that in some states, the election is mostly determined by the people living in the cities, because that's where most of the people live. That's why you could have a state with more red area, but the blue wins because there are more people who live there. That's how the state works. So let's watch this video real quick, and then apparently there's another video. We'll look at some of the comments on this video as well. So let's look at it, and let's react.
Okay, math time for Democrats. Washington State is a red state.
That's exactly what my brain did when he said that.
Whoa, no. We won the election. Shh. The majority of Washington State is red.
No, the majority of Washington State is blue, because that's the number of people who voted in the election in that state. That's just how it goes.
The only majority that you guys have is the numbers, and
that is the majority. That's really all you need in this election.
Only applies to voting. It doesn't apply to anything else.
Actually, it does apply to something else. Let me show you the total of representatives in the state of Washington. Now, the way the representatives go is it goes by district. So you vote for the representative in the district that you live in. There are 10 districts in Washington State. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are Democrat. 1, 2, 3 are Republican. So no, you don't have the majority. You don't even have the majority of representatives in your own state. See, it doesn't work by counties. Okay, it works by districts of the majority. Now, they do the voting by the counties, but you get the representation based on the amount of districts. Counties are much smaller. Like a place like Texas has like something like 200 counties, but they only get like 35 representatives. So I don't think you know what you're talking about.
We have the majority of land. That footprint, that area between the borders is primarily Republican. It has nothing to do with the amount of people living there. It has to do with the majority of ground.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is the majority of ground doesn't really matter for anything. It doesn't matter at all. And I think I've just proven to you that Washington State is a blue state. It's not a red state. We're just arguing semantics, but I mean, this is just so difficult to watch.
Majority of land owned. Do you understand that? We still have 40% of the population here. You have only got about 60% of it.
The only time in which someone says, we have a large population of 40%, and you have that little itty bitty population of 60%. You know 60's more than 40, numbnuts.
So you put your little 60 print on the little baby birdie footprints. We've got it in the big old elephant footprints. We have the majority.
No, you don't. You have the minority. 40 is less than 60.
Majority of gun owners, majority of patriotism. We have the majority.
So who cares if you have the majority of gun owners? What does that have anything to do with this conversation? And you having the majority of patriots, that's purely subjective. Purely subjective.
Ever play Risk? Put all your army in Madagascar? Do you ever win?
This isn't Risk. This is real life. And actually, there are a lot of players who decide to put their armies in just one country that doesn't landlock their troops, and it's almost impossible to beat them if all of their troops are in one place, because what you need to know about Risk is it's better to play defense than it is to play offense. It's much easier because the dice rolls, the tie goes to the defender, not the attacker. So this dude has obviously never played Risk, although it probably wouldn't be smart to put all your troops in Madagascar because you need to win battles in order to get reinforcements, unless all your reinforcements are, you put all your reinforcements, all your troops in one place. That's the only way that works, but again, this dude's never played Risk. Conservative voters in Washington, it's just a forest. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so this dude, I think this was the other one that was posted. This man straight up saying that literal dirt is more important than actual voters, ignoring that most of the red ground in Washington is forest. This guy made another video, kind of like doubling down on his point, claiming that Vermont is a blue state because there's a majority of their state has blue counties. There's more blue counties in their state. So I guess we'll watch this video as well. I guess his name is Dutch Hollander. But let's watch this. I guess he's not referring to voters who's voting in an election. But the fact of the matter is I just proved that Washington gets more representation from Democrats or the blue areas than they do red areas with Republicans, because the representation doesn't go by counties, because some of these counties nobody lives in them. It goes by districts. And also, by the way, districts that Republicans have made themselves.
You clearly are a special kind of fucking stupid. This is Vermont. It is blue. It is also primarily blue in counties. Okay? Washington State is blue, but it is primarily red in counties. We have the footprint of Washington State. You do not. Vermont.
Again, that's just completely irrelevant, because we go by districts when it comes to representation. not counties. Because again, in these red counties, probably nobody lives in them, especially in Washington state. Again, I don't know the demographics, but that's just my guess.
Who has a footprint in Vermont? It would be the Democrats, so they have the complete majority. I didn't say anything about Republicans having the power to vote. That was clear in my video. Before you come off,
You did make it clear in your video, however, a person watching your video looks at the title and says, oh, this guy says that Washington state is a red state, which it isn't.
like a fucking tough guy at the end with you stupid fuck. You're not intimidating me. You're not a scary guy. Again, Vermont, all blue with the numbers. Washington, all numbers, no majority. Got it?
Again, I don't know what the representation in Vermont is, but again, I think I just proved to you that 7 representatives in Washington state are blue and 3 are red. So again, I don't think you really have a point here. I think that you just needed to take the L, bud. I hope you guys have a nice day. Peace.